Been in Diamond Trust Bank for 13 years.
Hi, I am Zerida Nagoja Sekamate. I'm the bank assurance specified person. This is my 4th year at DTB.
My name is Judith Sarah Omar. I've worked with Diamond Trust Bank for 29 years.
I joined the bank in September of 2015. I have been here for 6 years now, and I have enjoyed my journey as the human resource manager.
I got a great opportunity to work with Diamond Trust Bank. This has been my 16th year in this bank. I was being as a woman, I completely go with woman empowerment. DTB is one place where it has given us a big scope for all our women members to achieve more.
At Diamond Trust Bank, we look at women and consider them for all positions of leadership.
At DTB, 54% of the staff are women, and we are part of the decision-making process.
I urge women, ladies and girls across the globe to together get involved in leadership and development initiatives as we build a better world.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more. Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
Women should be given opportunities to get meaningful and gainful employment across the globe.
Give women education, give women financial knowledge and financial literacy to enable them be better placed in society.
Get involved in saving schemes that could enable them get finances at a cheap rate.
We should encourage them to create groups and relationships that are long-lasting so that they are able to benefit from their relationships, from the circles that they are part of. We should empower them to give them positions of influence so that they are also part of the decision-making process.
Keeping positive and development networks, educate the women, show them the right offices to go to in case they need assistance in anything.
For women to beat gender bias at places of work, we need to learn to be more assertive and ask for what we think we deserve. We also need to better our education and get more education that pushes us forward to places of power.
I expect ethical working. Like when I talk of ethical working, here I expect punctuality, no absenteeism. I expect you to be productive.
Setting objectives is another thing where you can keep your milestone, how to achieve, how I can grow further. If you don't have those objectives which are set in your mind, you cannot do anything as expected.
Our women should have a drive of independence, work hard to achieve on their own without being driven, without being pushed.
Women need to set goals for themselves and aim at achieving them.
Women should not have any self-pity. If we are given an opportunity, we should do it, get our work done just like men do it, and I believe we can even achieve more if we put our heart and soul into what we are doing.
Offer a balanced service also. You need to balance yourself. Whatever the work was being awarded, it's with a confidence. Please be loyal. Please be confident. Please ensure that you are the only person who can do that job 100%. So this is how you are the best out of the rest.
Hello, my name is Mbabazi K. Emejate, the Executive Director at Diamond Trust Bank, Uganda. I've been in Diamond Trust Bank for 6 years, and I thank God for that. Happy Women's Day. I'd like to encourage all the women out there that we need to stand up and take our position. Let's break the bias, because there are opportunities there, and the ladies who have gone ahead of us have shown that we can do it. As DTB, we have a group CEO who's a lady who has started the bank for a very long time to be where it is today. If she can, why can't we? We can do this together. DTB, achieve more.
My name is Florence Nandagere. I'm a legal officer at Diamond Trust Bank.
Hello, my name is Carol Ojek, the Human Resource Manager at Diamond Trust Bank, Uganda.
Assalamu alaikum. Abanyoro na abatoro mu Lukorongi. My name is Rashida Ruchalekere. I've worked with Diamond Trust Bank for now 4 years. I am a banking officer.
Namaste, Nabalamu Sisa, Habari Yako, Ni Hao. This is yours, Sunita Varanasi, Head of Service Excellence.
Hello, I'm Ajambo Fiona Wesonga. I'm a Branch Operations Manager. I've been in Diamond Trust Bank for 13 years.
Hi, I am Zerida Nagoja Sekamate. I'm the Bank Assurance Specified Person. This is my 4th year at DTB.
My name is Judith Sarah Omar. I've worked with Diamond Trust Bank for 29 years.
I joined the bank in September of 2015. I have been here for 6 years now, and I have enjoyed my journey as the Human Resource Manager.
I got a great opportunity to work with Diamond Trust Bank. This has been my 16th year in this bank. I was being as a woman, I completely go with woman empowerment. DTB is one place where it has given us a big scope for all our women members to achieve more.
At Diamond Trust Bank, we look at women and consider them for all positions of leadership.
At DTB, 54% of the staff are women, and we are part of the decision-making process.
I urge women, ladies and girls across the globe to together get involved in leadership and development initiatives as we build a better world.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
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 Women should be given opportunities to get meaningful and gainful employment across the globe.
Give women education, give women financial knowledge and financial literacy to enable them be better placed in society.
Get involved in saving schemes that could enable them get finances at a cheap rate.
We should encourage them to create groups and relationships that are long-lasting, so that they are able to benefit from their relationships, from the circles that they are part of. We should empower them to give them positions of influence, so that they are also part of the decision-making process.
Keeping positive and development networks, educate the women, show them the right offices to go to in case they need assistance in anything.
For women to beat gender bias at places of work, we need to learn to be more assertive and ask for what we think we deserve. We also need to better our education and get more education that pushes us forward to places of power.
I expect ethical working. Like when I talk of ethical working, here I expect punctuality, no absenteeism. I expect you to be productive.
Setting objectives is another thing where you can keep your milestone, how to achieve, how I can grow further. If you don't have those objectives which are set in your mind, you cannot do anything as expected.
Women should have a drive of independence.
At DTB, 54% of the staff are women, and we are part of the decision-making process.
I urge women, ladies and girls across the globe to together get involved in leadership and development initiatives as we build a better world.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
Mbakulisa okutuuka ku lunaku lw'abakyala olulungi.
Happy International Women's Day. Achieve more.
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 Women should be given opportunities to get meaningful and gainful employment across the globe.
Give women education, give women financial knowledge and financial literacy to enable them be better placed in society.
Get involved in saving schemes that could enable them get finances at a cheap rate.
We should encourage them to create groups and relationships that are long-lasting so that they are able to benefit from their relationships, from the circles that they are part of. We should empower them to give them positions of influence so that they are also part of the decision-making process.
Keeping positive and development.
Good afternoon, ladies. I take this opportunity to welcome you to this function. On behalf of management, I would like to thank every one of you that has shown up here and those that are joining us online. Thank you so very much for taking your time off to just enjoy with us as we celebrate Women's Day and celebrate each other. At the end of it, that's what it all comes down to one thing. Let us celebrate our womanhood. How we celebrate it, how we work together will always make a difference. I encourage every one of you to always love themselves. I'll say that again. Self-love first. The rest will come. When we are given positions of responsibility in everything that we do, even when I am a tailor, it's still a position of responsibility. Let us work and work hard. And work hard because, like I said, the Bible has given us, God gave us roles. We are mothers, we are caregivers, we are homemakers. You can describe a woman the way you want. We are the friends of everybody. We are the ones that listen to everyone's pain. Mothers don't even sleep, but we come and work, don't we? That sacrifice, that selfless giving is what I just encourage every one of us to have. One of my favorite verses about women in the Bible is from Proverbs, and that is the chapter 31. It talks about a virtuous woman. And I encourage every one of us to read it, and not just read, but also put into practice what it says. It says all these very beautiful things about a woman, and that's why it's called something about the virtuous woman. I wish you all a beautiful day and a beautiful deliberation. Thank you very much.
all look beautiful. Keep smiling. Yeah, we are all beautiful. I'm actually beautiful.
Yes, you are. Good afternoon, ladies. You all look amazingly gorgeous. Can you turn to your neighbor and tell them, neighbor? Neighbor, you turn to your neighbor, neighbor. Hey, you can talk to a chair in case there is no neighbor. You can turn to your seat, as you call it neighbor. Can you say neighbor? This floral print, it looks good on you, and you're achieving more indeed. My name is Sharon Sanya Mirembe. Do I need really to introduce myself more? Who doesn't know me? Who? I am in the marketing department, and I handle digital communications. So when you go online and you see the posts there, the content there, the likes we are getting, when people are also getting to abuse us for service, still the one behind who picks it up and I share with the team inside, and we handle, and together we are solving problems and changing customers' lives. So hand clap to all of us for a job well done. So Fiona, today I get to find out that we are friends on LinkedIn. It's a very small world.
Yeah,
very, very small.
And I don't know if I really knew her name, but yeah, we are now friends,
yes,
real
we
friends
are.
now. Yeah, and we are from Busia. Where is Ajambo Patricia? She didn't make it. We've missed her. Well, anyway, just to continue, sure, yeah, just okay. So I'm going to request Kathy to give us just a few roles of a mother. Yeah.
Kathy? Hand clap for Kathy to encourage her. Yes, Kathy. Hand clap for Kathy to encourage her more.
Thank you, Fiona.
No, Kathy.
Kathy is my
No,
name.
we still can't see you. Yeah, we can. There.
Thank you, Fiona. Kathy is my name. I'm a mother of 2 boys, Malcolm and Maka. Hey, I'm a breastfeeding mother, and that's one of the roles. Then taking care of our papas. Yeah. Thank you.
Kathy shy.
Kathy, really? Well, thank you very much for letting
Kathy.
us know. Thank you.
Another woman, Diana. Say something. Guys, clap for Diana.
Diana. Hand clap for Diana. Diana, we cannot see you.
Hi guys, how are you? Thanks for coming here. So this is about Women's Day. I believe every woman is special, and everyone should feel special in their skin, in their actions, and you should always feel unique, as in you have something unique about yourself, and you should always strive to bring out the uniqueness in you. So as you be a woman, as you're celebrating a woman, everyone should be happy. I believe in happiness for a woman, whether you have so many things, whether you have so many problems, happiness should be the first thing for you. So be happy all the time.
Wow. Thank you, Diana. Okay, ladies, so we are going to open it up to the room. ladies, this being our month, how do we get to achieve more? Like, can we share tips for each other? So basically, we are going to include everyone else. How do you get to achieve more as a lady? Who would like to give it a go? Share, open up. Yes, personally. Yes. Please.
Hi ladies, my name is Pamela Evong. I'm married from 2000. So I think maybe I might be the oldest woman here. Yes, maybe you are being born. I have been a very empowered woman. My husband empowered me. He gave me the opportunity to work. I started working in 1998, and I have been serving. One thing that stands out about me, I want to give this testimony. In 2003, I was a guest speaker at Bomber Grounds in Kumi on Women's Day. It's on record. Sometimes when I tell my story, it sounds like a movie, but it's real. You can confirm that in the archives in Kumi district. I've been so empowered. Wherever I have lived in the neighborhood, children have admired me because I'm a very independent woman. I drive my car, he drives his car, we meet at home. We can be going for one function, separate cars. Why? Because I want to stop and buy tomatoes, and he might be frowning. I don't like to see that. I tell him, go home, I'll find you there. I'm a mother of 3. One girl is an adopted daughter. I don't have a daughter, I adopted one. She's at the university doing law, 4th year. And then I have 2 boys. The firstborn is entering the university, is going to UCU also to do law. And then the secondborn is in P3. That is my baby. So I'm so empowered. Why? Because one, I was allowed to grow up as an empowered girl even at home. And so my father actually made me his hair because of the roles I have been playing in the family. And so I am the one who is going to take charge. He's still alive. In organizing people, I am key. Everyone knows if you want to get a group of people organized, look for Pamela. That is in my clan. I can still do Pakachini if you took me to a dancing hall.
Show us, Pamela. Show us.
Not now.
Show us.
But some of you know this. Yes, I do that. If I decide to sing, I can do karaoke.
Wow.
And in the audience, my children will cheer me because they know our mother is a happening mother. And they like it that way. When I'm not that, it disappoints them. So ladies, let us be who we are. Stand up for what you know is right for you, do it. Climb on a roof if you want to build a house and do it. Go on the floor and mop when you must. That is how, sometimes we live here. I think I'm always the last person in this bank, but my home has not been run down. I always ensure that what is supposed to be there is done the previous day. I leave my home when I know the next day's meal, both lunch and supper. And I give directives. And when I pick a phone and call, I'm just checking. Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? My home is run by maids. I have not had a broken marriage. My husband still loves me. Last year he took me for a holiday in Kalangala. I think some of you saw. It's just being the woman that you want to be. A man will grow to respect you, and he will respect you for who you are. I stand my word. When I say no to my husband, he respects. Sometimes I feel I take over the debate, but most times I know I'm the woman. So I go back and say, okay, in this now, I think let's go by your idea. And our home has been run. How many years are those? From 2000 to date? I am not regretting. So I thank you so much. I want you just to do that, and life will flow. Career-wise, I think I would have been better, because when I tell people that the MD of Pride was seated with me on the same desk, Veronica Namagembe. We are personal friends. No, in Finance Trust, we are friends. If I tell you that the Speaker of Parliament, the Vice Speaker of Parliament is my daughter, because her husband is a son to my husband. You know, my husband is the last born in his family, and so they are older women. So when I'm talking about these ladies, people think it's a movie, but when I meet them on the road, they hug me because they know that this is a mommy and this is a friend. Veronica actually called me the other day. She was driving, I was driving, then she called me and said, "Ebong!" So I looked at her and waved. So that's the kind of friendship I have, but I don't boast about it. I just talk about it because they are my contacts, but I don't boast about it. People would ask me, "Why are you here? Why am I here?" Because I am here. This is where I belong. This is where I belong. This is where my career has guided me to. And this is where I will be until another opportunity opens. Yes. So thank you so much for listening to me. That is my life.
Wow. Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much, Pamela. So given that you know the big people and we know you, so can we say that we also know the big people?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So ladies, we also know the big people, eh? Yeah, we know the big people. Thank you so much, Pamela.
We're going to give chance to Doreen to give us a tip, a survival tip to achieve more.
Sometimes it's for going there. Akona. Which one? The big boy. Hi, people.
Hi, Doreen.
God loves you.
God loves you too.
They've said, I said something on achieving more. The first thing is loving yourself. Please love yourselves. If you love yourself, you love your family, and you love your job. Number two, to love yourself, for starters, know where you're coming from and what are your targets in life.
Important.
If you have that at the back of your mind, you will focus. But then if you come here and we get this other peer pressure, my friend, you will go back empty-handed. Fiona said something on having a side hustle. Okay, I know we are busy, we are bankers, but one sign of poverty is having one source of income. Kindly try to think outside the box, not the ATM all the time. If you can do poultry. Fiona said she's in cakes. Doreen has his store, Temundo. I have this store, I have cows, I have goats. You can do anything so long as you're generating money. Okay? Don't go into this other night business. Love yourself. When you meet us, I know most of us have different challenges here and there. Kindly, please try by all means to leave the problems outside. Because everyone you meet, if I started to mention my problems here, most of you will start crying and I will slap you. But what I'm trying to say is we all have problems. Stop being miserable. Love yourselves, smile, dance, go out. This, I usually say, this nonsense of office work, office home. Guys, it should stop. Love yourselves. Otherwise, you're going to be depressed, and the next thing, you're 28, we see gray hair, we see you with wrinkles. Stress. Sometimes it's, Kara has told you she has, I don't know how many kids. I don't want to reveal her age, but my friend. Kindly love yourselves. Be happy. When you see us moving, we are just smiling. Okay, when you come to our office, sometimes things are different because we have work. But happiness is key. Otherwise, if you're not happy, everyone will. If you come to our office and Doreen is carrying her misery, my friend, even slaps will come in. But because of the happiness,
try to be smart. You guys, some of you, sometimes I use the harsh words because that's the only way for me to drive the point home. Let us try to be smart, because the first impression matters. Your hair, the clothes you wear, banange. Buy some body splash. These things, by the are cheap. You lady will pass and you're like, as women, let us be let us try to be in this other class. But the most important thing, love yourselves. Guys, get some side hustle. ATM all the time and buy 20 something. The ATM is empty and you're all walking like, not from 25th to 29th. The ATM is empty. So just do that, and as mothers, this is important. Actually, it should be number one. I'm not yet a mother, but I'm a prayerful lady. Kindly pray for your children. Pray for your family. This world is wicked. Be it at work, be it from the homes where we come from. Pray for your children. Do not leave your house without praying and blessing your children, because the world out there is wicked. Have a blessed day and enjoy.
Thank you, Doreen.
Thank you, Doreen. Sanya.
Yes.
Tell us, give us a tip on how to achieve more.
I'm going to start off with a kalango. We have shared a link with you in the group to share with the other ladies who are not here, who greatly will be able to benefit from this. Kindly just take off a second and look at your phone and forward it to a lady. Just a second. Go to the group and just forward it. The Kampala Road. Kindly share the message wider. And then we have some people who are joining us online. Kajambo to all of them, Banange. Can you say hi to all of them, ladies? With smiles. Yes. Oh, thank you. So, what
Give us a tip on achieving more. How you are achieving more.
On achieving more. I may sleep here sharing my story. But I'm going to cut it very, very short. Ladies, believe in yourselves. Like, believe in yourselves, no matter what. Like, people are going to tell you things, no, you can't do that, and you can't do that. But no, believe in yourself. In there, inside you, there is so much more to achieve. Like, so much greatness is in there. Like, just tap into it and go out there and change the world. My second tip is to find purpose. Find purpose in things that you do. Like, do not do things for the sake of doing them. Find purpose. Like, the people that find me do things and I do them with so much passion. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, there is purpose in why I'm doing this. So I was putting up that teardrop, the pull-up banners, and I'm sure some people are like, that's a job for a guy. Like, surely, like, a guy should come and help her. No, it's my purpose to make sure that we have a lit up event, we are all branded, we are looking good, right? So I find purpose, and also there is so much to you, there is so much greatness in you. Just tap into it, and you will do wonders. Fiona?
Well, just before you complete,
yes,
tell us.
My side hustle.
We are reliably informed
that
you've been an international model for some time.
That's a secret.
So
I
how
like
are you
blending
managing?
in. No, let me. Okay, people, for starters, please, like, don't start to look at me differently. Yeah, I'm very normal, like extremely normal. Because I know people have perceptions about models. By the way, we are the nicest and down-to-earth people. For those that have been able to interact with me, get to attest to that. People think that, yes, Flavia, please, no. So people tend to think that models have this whole proud and the ego and everything. No, those are not models by purpose. We are models by purpose. I am a model by purpose. Have I been able to answer that? Okay. Thank you very much for that. Fiona?
So is there any other person that wants to volunteer and tell us how they're achieving more? Susan, do you have anything to say? Susan Nakuya. Susan, encourage us. How you're achieving more? Anything you're doing outside here that is keeping you afloat?
Hello, ladies. Praise God. Yeah, that's me. Nice to see you today. I'm not in Flolo, as it was said, but...
No, it's the show.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I have the Flolo down here. For starters, I'm Susan, as she said. Just as Doreen said, I'll just be brief. I don't need to talk a lot. She was encouraging us to have side hustles, something to do besides your workplace. When you're out here, of course, when you're here, you concentrate. We need you at work, yeah? But when you're out there, maybe over the weekend, and as mothers, as ladies, we are all grown-ups. We need to do something different to make us move to another level or to give us something more than DTB can give us. As for me, surprisingly, I'm a broker.
Obugalo.
Yeah, I do sell land, houses, plots, cars. So yeah, feel free to contact me. I'll get you something genuine. So that is my side hustle. I hustle with those men out there, but when I'm here, I'm concentrating. I'm at work. Then when I go, I'm a mother of 3, have blessing, hope and faith. I look for something different to make hope, blessing, and faith happy more than what I can earn here. So feel free to give me referrals, give me what to do. I'll give you genuine land. Yeah, genuine land, cars. So I have a group of brokers. However, I subscribe to do that. So it's surprising you can say, hey, Susan is here, but I'm a broker, serious broker. Anything around anywhere you want in Uganda, I'll get it for you, genuinely, depending on what you have in your pocket. So ladies, that is me. That is me, Susan. For those who don't know my full names, I'm Nakuya Susan Musoke. I mean, hey, yes ma'am. High five. So that's it, ladies. Have a good day. I wish you a nice Women's Day. For those who shall not see again, wish you the best. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Wow. Susan is a broker.
Who needs land here? Who needs land?
Who needs a car?
We have
Who
Susan.
needs land? Like you've all had. Serious broker. Is there any other person that wants to volunteer and share with us? Guys, be confident.
Daphne.
Daphne Kajoina,
Yes,
do
Daphne.
you have anything to share?
Hand clap for Daphne. Louder.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon, Daphne.
Okay, praise the Lord, like Jana has said. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be among the ladies who are celebrating Women's Day. You all look very beautiful. Keep the lipstick on. Ladies, always have your lipstick. That is my word. Always look good. Whether a mask or not, always look good. That is me, and that is my catchword. Whenever you're leaving home, make sure you look good. It doesn't matter where you're going, even if it's outside there at the market. Look nice. Even if you don't put on makeup, make sure you're looking nice. Put on a nice dress. And also carry yourself with respect. That is point number 2. A woman is supposed to be respected, but they can only respect you if you're respecting others and you're also respecting yourself. Do not look at a cleaner and say she's just a cleaner. That's not right. Respect her because she's a mother and she's what she is because she's surviving. Even at your home, respect your maids. Respect everyone. Me, I respect my gatekeeper even when I get home. I don't know Uganda, but I will fidget to speak it so that I can greet him and he doesn't feel like I have belittled him. Another thing is listen to your children. Whenever you go home, even if you're tired and the kids are all over you, to those who have women, not to you, Sharifa, to those who have women, I mean to those who have children, when you get home and you're tired, don't run to your rooms. Don't shut yourselves, don't close doors. I'm tired. Listen to your children. These children have things to tell us. When you get home, how are you? How was your day? What did you learn? What happened? Be friends with your children so that tomorrow, if you have a girl child and somebody has done something to her, she's free to tell you, Mommy, so-and-so tapped my butt. So-and-so did this. Talk to your children, listen to them, and that would make you perfect mom. Number 3, be prayerful. It's number 4. Okay. Be prayerful. People see me as very stubborn. But let me tell you, my life is nothing without God.
Amen.
I pray and pray so hard. Even when it is the toughest moment, I'll stand up and say this won't happen, and I'll pray anytime, any day. As mothers, we have so many issues, so many challenges at home, our parents, our children. Then back here, our bosses are also another problem, but we have to pray. No. Don't quote me. But it happens. There are those times when it is tough. Please, don't feel bad. Don't say DTB is bad. Even when you go outside there, it's the same thing. But the only solution is prayer. So be prayerful. Like Doreen said, pray for your children. The world is wicked. People are not friends. People are not mothers. People are not what you think they are. Life is just like that. And the only way you can get out of this is by praying. So pray, pray, pray. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daphne. Ladies, in the same spirit, can we put together our hands and welcome the amazing, gorgeous Edie Mbabazi in the house.
Like the moon and
we are
the
very
sun.
humbled and honored to have you here. Let's be
She is worth more than gold.
We need to get someone from that side.
Like the stars in the sky.
Very dark.
She is worth more than diamond.
Good afternoon. God has seen me through. And every time, like when you get challenges, like Daphne said, when you put it unto God, He will always see you through. Then another thing, I always give myself, you're most welcome.
You're most welcome.
I always give myself a target. Like the way we have targets in the bank, when the year is starting and we are given targets, I also set targets for myself, for my family. What do we want to achieve as a family? We sit and discuss. So as I work towards achieving the bank's goals, I also look at my personal goals and I evaluate myself. Within this period, you're supposed to achieve this. Have we achieved it? Are we towards it? What do we need to do? And I've seen God helping me achieve more and more. Thank you so much.
Hand clap, hand clap. Thank you. Thank you very much, Zerida. We have been graced by our guest of honor. She's here. She's in the house. A hand clap. Louder, ladies. Who is excited for what she has to share today? Who is excited? Online. Are you also excited? Share with us. Comment. Share. Okay, so to kick off the program officially, I would like to invite Grace to bless the day, to dedicate the day. And given that we are very prayerful women from what I've had today, this day has to surely be dedicated.
Okay, Let us all stand up and honor God as we dedicate this day and this session to Him. Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to thank you and to bless you, God. Father, we want to thank you for the gift of life, and above all for the gift that we are made feminine. King of glory, we thank you for the jobs you've given us, especially as DTB women. We are here to say thank you. Even as we gather to celebrate, oh God, ahead, together with all other women in the entire universe, in this Uganda, my Father, we pray that you may continue empowering us, that you'll continue leading us, oh God. Give us the strength and the energy to go for higher opportunities, to go for higher deals, Lord, that we shall see ourselves better and we shall make our lives better and improve. Father, we commit whatever is going to be discussed before you, that Lord, we will open our eyes and ears, that yes, whatever we shall speak and discuss shall take us to another level to see ourselves excel and strive in this nation. We bless you. We glorify your name. In Jesus' name we've prayed.
Amen. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much, Grace, for that powerful prayer. I'd like to invite Carol, HR, to give us a word, a very small word. A hand clap for Carol as she comes.
Good afternoon, ladies. You're most welcome to this function. We are very, very glad to have Miss Fiona Wall, the President of the Uganda Law Society, the Company Secretary at National Water. I don't want to say the other things, Fiona. Fiona will say them. Miss Mbabazi, Mrs. Mbabazi Emejet, our ED. You're most welcome. And thank you for making this possible. Please send a heartfelt thanks to management for having recognized us as the women in the bank. Guys, this people deserve a hard clap. As the leaders in the bank, as women leaders, and I said all of us are leaders in whatever we do. I want us to always remember, never ever feel like what you do is little. When God gives you a chance to do a job, do it and do it very well. Whether you are a cleaner, whether you're the teller, whether you're the inputter, whatever it is He has given you, give it your very best and let us shine. Let us shine as women. The sky is the limit. We shall climb, climb, climb. You have Mrs. Emejet here is a testimony of climb, climb, climb. Babazi, we are praying that one day you'll be MD.
Whoa!
She's climbing, and she'll get there. And she'll only get there if we give her all our support. So let us rally behind all the women leaders in the bank and ensure that they perform very well. Let us do all our work very well. Like I said, let us love ourselves. Self-love. Enjoy being a woman. How do you enjoy being a woman? All of you have given us ideas of what to do. Pam has said she's a celebrity in her own home. Every one of us can be a celebrity in our own space. Just give it your very best. And I thank God that we are all women. I wish you all a beautiful evening. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Carol. Please take your seat. Thank you. I'll bring whatever you forgot here. Thank you very much, Carol. Now, I would like to invite our ED, Ms. Mbabazi, Mrs. Mbabazi, Emejet. Hand clap, ladies.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy that we've had this function today. I really wanted, when Sam came and told me that, yes, we are organizing in the morning, 7:15. You know, I said, I'm a mother. I know what it means, especially with school going. 7:15 in the morning, you're there on Zoom, you're dropping at school, traffic jam, you unmute by mistake. You won't be able to listen and hear. So I said, no, let us get a time when we are relaxed and we can put in and give ourselves into, love ourselves and hear from them. Thank you, Sam. And be able to hear and learn from the people who are going to talk to us. So I'm glad that we agreed to have this and the opportunity came. And I thank you all for coming. We didn't think many people would come, but thank you all for coming. And we'll talk after, but my role here is to introduce the president of the Uganda Law Society. I've known Fiona for a very long time. We were in school together. We were in secondary school together. She was in a class lower than me. But then the sacrifices of a young lady, when I was on campus in my third year law school, my mother fell sick. So I had to take 1 year off school to go and look after her. So I missed a whole year to take care of my mom. So when I went back to law school, I joined Fiona's year. So I met her. She was always in my room. So we've come a long way. So I know her as Fifi, but Fifi rose to become the president of Uganda Law Society. She's our leader as the lawyers. I hope the lawyers in this bank are here. If they're not here, please tell them they're getting warning letters from me, if none of them is here. But Fiona is a well-spoken lady. She's soft-spoken. When you hear the name Wall, you can think, it's a Muzungu, she's married too, but I know her husband. He's a Ugandan, really. So she'll tell us more about herself, but it's my honor and pleasure to introduce Mrs. Fiona Wall, President of Uganda Law Society, my president, to come and speak to us, to speak to these ladies and share your story. I think once they hear your story, we'll all be inspired. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies, for inviting me. It's so full of life. Please give yourselves a big hand clap. DTB, I think this is an amazing thing. When we think about banks, we think about all the serious things you people do behind the tills, numbers. Some of us are allergic to numbers. So I really have a lot of respect for you ladies. My friend and mentor and big sister Mbabazi, we used to call her Mbazi because it's too much work saying the second B. And the reason I used to go to her room every day is because Mbazi would organize me, she'll make my hair. In fact, today I thought she would be like, you know, because there's always something wrong with the hair. You can see it. It's always all over the place. You know, they say that as ladies, we should fix each other's crowns. I think Mbazi has been fixing my crown since Namagunga. We've been together since I was in S1 and she was in S2. Yeah. And she's the kind of person who will fix your crown. So you guys are in good hands to have such a leader. One of the things I found here is somebody talking about God and someone talking about, and they've asked me to tell my story. I'm a lawyer who has done communications with some, and I think you'll be in trouble if I'm to tell my story because we talk a lot. But I'll just say, today, seeing all of you, for me, speaks to potential. There was a time when you went into a banking hall and there was no woman. These days I go into banking halls and the guard is a woman, the tellers are women, the manager is a woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? We've come a long way and we live in a time when we're very privileged as women. At the same time, this is a time when we have 38,000 Ugandan girls pregnant under the age of 18. Are you seeing this contradiction? Where are we going wrong? And I'm thinking that today, for me, my challenge, the theme for Women's Day globally is breaking the bias. breaking the bias. I think we have the biggest bias women have is that we can't do it. Is that the men will do it, is that the men will give us space, that the men will empower us, that we can't do it. And I'm sorry to say this, but the women that have excelled are the women who have gone through a lot of suffering. Am I right? It's like when we're pushed against the wall, our best comes out. But why should we wait to be pushed against the wall? And for me, Mbaz is an ideal person to look at. I saw Mbazi when she made that decision to go and look after her mother. And yet she was acing the law school, you know. But that decision to put your family first. I have friends, I have a lady I met recently, you probably know her. She owns a school called The Cradle. What's her name? Manuela. She got out of banking and decided, let me go home and look after my children. And that dream was born out of her deciding to make her own difference, herself and her way. There's no greater creativity than that which God has given you. And as women, I have a very strange story to tell you. I know you're Christians, Muslims, but the Old Testament is the Quran, right? Yes. So, how many of us do tech here? You must be, this is the bank. The IT department, are there ladies? Yes, here, okay. So, but everybody here who has a phone knows that when you take it to the IT expert to fix your phone, he has certain access to your phone that you don't have, right? The admin guy at the IT system has access to your computer. He can even fix your password, right? What do we call that? He has a back door. Do you understand what I mean? He has a back door. Now for us women in our homes, we have a back door where only the mother of the house and the maid enter through. You understand what I mean? That's where all the charcoal is hidden, where the tools that make us shine as women are hidden. You understand what I'm saying? So I always used to wonder as a woman, why am I a woman? Why did God make me a woman? I was very, I'm not like Mbabazi, I'm not a very good lady. I just wanted to run around and climb trees. I didn't want to comb my hair and be neat and and put my legs together. So I didn't fit in. And I wondered why, I had that question, why am I a woman? God, what did I do? Why aren't I like my brothers? No curfew, you know? I can sit how I want. My mom discovered leggings very early because, you know, my legs, I was very tall, if you ask Mbazi, very skinny, and limbs everywhere. So I had this challenge, why am I a woman? What good is being a woman if I'm just going to be abused, you know? You're the one who's told not to go to school because the children need to have water. My mother was in her S4 when her father died, and she was asked to go to Kianda College. She had excelled in Bweranyanji Girls. Hall, the headmistress, wanted to take her abroad. I don't know where my mother would be, but she had to sacrifice and be the one to stay home, while her big brother went to Russia to become a big shot, you know? Why? So I grew up with those stories. Why women? And I remember in S1, someone told me, Africa is cursed, and Africa is shaped like a woman with a baby, so even women are cursed. I said, what is this? You know, now I'm even black, and I'm, you know, what is this? So I remember in my second year, I read the Song of Solomon. And in the Song of Solomon, the lady, she says, do not look upon me and laugh that I am dark, because my brothers have taken me to our garden and put me to work under the sun. And I said, yeah, they took us to work, you know, and this country, this continent has a lot of sun. Don't mean we're cursed, right? Because guess what? The lady who's singing is a Shunammite woman. She's the jewel that the Song of Solomon is about. And it's actually a love story between God and us. So I started falling in love with being a woman. I started falling in love with being an African. And I started trying to study what it means. And now recently, when I got involved in helping startups and tech, I went to Airtel and I discovered tech, and I got this revelation. Because I told God, if you love us, we are women, why did Eve eat the fruit? Why are we eternally damned to be the people who introduced evil into the world, you know? And then I said, no, but wait a minute, let's see what happens. So if God is wise and all-knowing, how could he let Adam be in the same garden as the devil? And how could he let Adam and Eve, who has a sweet tooth, be in the same garden as the apple? You know? But if he's all-knowing, that means he had a plan, right? He had a what? So what does he do? When your IT guy is putting together your computer, does it tell you the back door? Does it tell you when you miss your password, this is how you fix it? He tells you, send me a note. Say forgot password. Doesn't he? So God put Adam to sleep while he fixed a back door. And he created this creature that looks like man, but is all the best things that man cannot be. And then he put a back door. We'll go to the back door. So he has told Adam, do not touch this fruit, do not eat of it. Do not eat of the fruit of the tree of life. And Adam has done it. And Eve and Adam are like, we're hiding, we've sinned, and then they're sent out of the garden. But do you remember when he was declaring the punishments? There are two things God instituted. He told Eve, with all her potential and all her ambitions and all her leadership, already Eve was showing leadership in the garden. She was sorting things out. She's making friends with the snake, demystifying the fruit trees, asking all the right questions, and then telling Adam, how many times have you people fed your men, whether son, father, husband, while they're there talking? Honey, test this. I've seen Baba do it to Mr. MJ. Honey, test this. Do you see how Adam ate that apple? They have sinned. And God is like, Eve, your desire shall be for your husband. Do you know that that is the whole institution of marriage? Did you get what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm like, why am I still here? You know? But God knew that we needed to love this man, and it comes so naturally. That's why even in the New Testament, after he decided to sacrifice his son for us, he still tells us, submit. He doesn't tell us to love. He took care of that in Eden. Then he says to the snake, you think you won, but her seed will strike your head. That's when the devil's like, what? I thought I had won. What is that again? How what? God had created a thing, a back door, where he could come down and be in the woman, and the blood of man does not mix with that child. Adam's sinful blood. Because it says in the Second Testament that just as sin came into the world through man, salvation also had to do that, right? So God had created his laws and everything, and he had put this law that if you eat, you die. So man had to die. But God, all-knowing God, had created plan B, that if I mess up with my password to salvation, he, the administrator, will fix me, because he has fixed woman with a back door. Do not despise the seed of your womb, because that's the salvation. And for me, when I learned that, I was like, oh my God, do women know how powerful we are? Leaders are made in our wombs. Presidents are made in our wombs. Prophets are made in our wombs. Terrorists. Hitler had a mother. You know? Putin has a mother. You know? We all know that, you know, she almost never gave back to him. And you know, when the devil figured out that, oh, it's Eve who is, I used Eve, but I forgot that God already had engineered Eve in such a way that she's not going to destroy me. You see, throughout the Bible, every woman who God had promised a son that would deliver Israel was struck with barrenness. Remember Samson's mother, Mary, I don't know whether that was barrenness Stella Nyanzi when she touched someone's mother, you know? You saw that he can ignore all the other insults, but you don't do what? So if God can do that, then how much more are we able to birth as women? That's not just physical. And today, as you're sitting here, someone was talking about her plan, the previous speaker, thank you for that. She's talking about how she has plans and how she evaluates herself and how she knows herself. And I think the first thing we need to do as women is we need to identify who we are. We need to know our identity. Sit down and say, this is who I am. And once you decide that this is who I am, then be faithful to it. Let that be your what? Your direction. Because if you don't have something you're standing for, then you are going to fall. So if you have, how many managers are here? How many managers? Yes. And how many entry-level staff who've just come in or new? Any? Do we have any? Ah, yes, the young ones are there, right? So young ones, now that you're here, Mbazi came and told you about a vision for DTB and the ED. This is what we're going to do. These are the targets. Where do you fit in those targets? What's your personal target? Now, the reason we work every day and the reason we should work to excel and be the best at everything that we do is not because we want to be applauded. It's because we need to build value. Women cannot take up spaces in a man's world if they're not valuable. We have seen what this, what do they call it? This vote that where you give a woman a slot. There's a technical term for it. Okay, women empowerment programs have done, 1.5 points, It helps some women. But for some women, it's a problem. You go to law school and they say you needed 1.5 to get into this class. So first keep quiet, don't disturb us. You know what I mean? It's already assuming that you are less than. And for me, I'm here to determine and tell you that you are more than. And in order to be more than, you have to prove your value. What do you add to this picture? When men started working, IQ was the thing that every HR manager was a guy. And they measured your IQ. I remember I used to do quizzes when I was primary school. I grew up in Busoga, in Jinja. And we would do quizzes. You go for quizzes. And then when I went to O-level, the plan had changed. They judged brilliance not on how well you could debate or quiz, but how well you could do, what was that? Special math. You remember those quizzes? The quizzes became math. IQ. IQ took over the world. And then women didn't think that they had a place. I mean, right now we have STEM programs because people are worried, why aren't women going into this place? We do not think that way. We do not think in angles and numbers. So we have to find a place that we fit. So somebody said, we're having problems. Professors in universities cannot teach. Professors are failing to create professors. I used to have a professor teaching me jurisprudence. You would ask him a question and he tells you the same thing he said because he's crammed it from a textbook. So yes, you have a PhD, but you can't teach. But this woman who's digging with her child is teaching her life skills. So slowly they started understanding that, the office messenger can cancel Carol, what's your name? Vivian, can cancel Vivian and Vivian starts behaving better than the other day when we gave Vivian the code of conduct. Because Vivian was inspired to rebel the moment she saw. There are people who, when they see rules, they go the other side. You've seen them, you've seen the special lawyers. We always have those people. And those people are brilliant and creative, so you have to get Vivian to speak to them. So EQ became very important, emotional intelligence. And I'm here to give you good news. Right now, emotional intelligence is like 80% of what employers are looking for, right? Right? And guess who has it naturally? Guess how many men are going for emotional intelligence? Let me tell you, I don't know how many books of emotional intelligence my boss has read. He's a man. And he still keeps telling me, do you know how jealous I am of you? that you, because you can walk into a place and you figure out why two people are fighting before they even speak, right? Right? That's magic. That's the sixth sense that all the white people have been doing science about. And we have it naturally. What are we using it for? If you have emotional intelligence, why do you have to sleep with your boss to get a promotion? Think about it. God has given you he says he's given you every tool. If you have emotional intelligence, why do you have to stand and quarrel and be like a man when you're given a man's job? I mean, there's nothing new, right? So why don't they pick the other man if they were picking a man to be a man in a job? And you've been picked as a woman and you've decided to be a man. I want you to clap for Mbazi that I found her looking so feminine and beautiful. I see women who have been promoted every day trying to be men. You know, the voice changes, the attitude, she's rude. You know, she starts barking at bodyguards and things like that. You know? Do you understand it? I'm sorry to ridicule people, but there's language that does not come naturally to us. Eve got that guy to eat the fruit without saying an abusive, insulting word. So why are our marriages crumbling? Because we are asserting ourselves in a way that does not bless us. There's a time my husband told me, Madam, you'll be president in your... That's when I said, I went back to my bedroom and said, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Lord. Do you understand? Because when you have someone who has supported you, all of you have supportive men. Either they are your fathers, or the person who got you an interview here, or they're your children, your boys who inspire you to come here every day. But how you treat those men is going to determine how they treat the next woman. If we get a female vice president and there's a scandal, they'll not give us a female vice president. Unfortunately, the ground has never been leveled for men and women. But I want to tell you today that you are already more valuable. You already have so much to sell in the workplace. The next thing that scientists have decided in the HR place is adversity quotient. What's adversity quotient? Anyone? Your adversity quotient, what would that be? Anyone? Oh, yes, guessing? Thank you. How much you handle stress, how well you deal with drama. When you're in extreme pain, extreme adversity, you've just lost somebody, are you going to go to pieces? When the company is going bankrupt and they come to you and you're the HR manager and they say, we want to cut off half of these women, are you going to pieces? Now, everyone is looking for an adversity quotient. And who do we know has adversity quotient in bucketfuls? Who? Do you believe me? They came and got two gentlemen who volunteered, and they put what are they called? Pain stimulators on their bellies to stimulate the pain of childbirth. The guys didn't go through the first 30 seconds. They're already peeing themselves, sweating, they're almost dying. It's there online, check it. If you can take the pain of labor. I remember when I was in my P5, HIV started killing people. It was AIDS then. Started killing people left, right, and center. But there are women who lost their husbands then who are still alive now that I know. And those women, by the way, did not move on and get other partners. They've looked after their children, their children's children, and they're still alive. Why is that? Adversity quotient. You already have it in bucketfuls. Life has already put women in such a situation that you're stretched. You know when you're going to make cake, when you're going to bake, not cake, bread. When you're going to make bread, you get that dough and you bang it and you beat it, and you've seen expert bakers, they do whatever they want to eat. They even have special machines to beat it up, and then they stretch it, and they tell you that the better you do that, the longer the bread will stay, the sweeter it will taste. And I feel like God has already engineered life to I mean, just looking after women. I'm not saying we're made for suffering, but boy, just dealing with the men is enough work sometimes, right? And now we've brought ourselves to the workplace and we're expected to shine in the home. But I can tell you, I'm here to tell you that we can do it. Because the other thing that women have that men don't seem to have very well is faith. Is faith. The tears of women. People who have praying mothers. Who has a praying mother here? But then me, I'm here because I have a praying mother. You know? I'm here because I have a praying mother. The tears that women cry. When you look through the Bible, all the great men had women praying or crying on their behalf. So we already have this. So what am I saying? This is not a war of the genders. Women have so much power that you are actually able to make your husband the most powerful man in the world. You're able to make your son, to inspire him. She was about to die, right? And then she somehow survived the Holocaust and all those things. And then there she is. She gives birth to Putin. This guy rides lions and leopards and tigers, and we give him the credit. Me, I'm thinking about his mother. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so, is that okay? Yeah. It bothers me. I don't like listening to myself. Yeah, so the other thing that I'm trying to say is that we have every weapon. So once you identify who you are, and I want you to do homework, read about all these things that seem to occur naturally in women. Once you have identified who you are, then how can we be available? How can we use these skills? How can we add value in my role? I remember my first job in National Water, my boss hated my guts before she even met me. Someone said, if you have a name that does not start with O, your boss will. And this person who told me is someone who they're just fired from that job. So I joined this office and this lady walks in and she says, I'm in the commercial department. Why are you here? You're a lawyer. I said, I got tired. She said, well, I didn't want you, so write for me your job description. And I went and sat, and I thought, what can I do? I saw arrears, 40 billion arrears. I can collect debts, that one I know. Debt management. We can write off debts. Yes, I'm a lawyer. Debt policies, yes. I am good at training. By then I was lecturing in KIU. I put training. Then I put my title, legal officer, debt management. Can tell you when I left that position, no one else took it over because it didn't exist before, you know. But I told myself I'm going to be the best debt officer, the best commercial officer, legal and debt management there has ever been. And in the first 6 months, I walked Kampala and I collected 1.5 billion in debt that was over 3 years old. I'd knock people's homes and sit. Not because I had any special skills, but because I'd been pressed against a wall. I had to justify why I wanted that job. I remember I was pregnant. I got married on July 7th and I was recruited on July 1st. And I discovered I was pregnant after the honeymoon. Wow, right? All those fancy plans, right? They were out the window. And then I had to face my husband. Because you're told all those things. They don't stress the man with a pregnancy immediately, what. We had plans to do a master's before we had babies. Now here I was with my plan B. What is it called? Backdoor. It was operating. But I'm telling you, that pregnancy, God spoke to me so much during that time. Because we had all these grand plans. Let me tell you how grand these plans were. We even sold our car when we were preparing for our wedding because we had a dream car I wanted. I wanted a family car, a Chariot Grandis. We ordered the car before our wedding. And then the Nairobi riots hit, if you remember that time. So Japan stopped the what? So a car that was supposed to come in a month ended up coming in 9 months. Do you know what that means? Every girl's nightmare. Okay, every .com girl's nightmare. How do I be pregnant? And we don't have a car, you know? And I have to go to work every day with my belly, go in the taxi. But I'm telling you, God was so faithful that I hardly ever even went into a taxi. We had a neighbor. So one day I'm walking and just taking a walk. I used to take a walk with my dog, and there's a little boy. He walked and he rode his bicycle and he told me, "I like your dog. Can I come visit you?" I said, "Wow, okay." So we became friends. And the next day his parents came to see me. The next day was Sunday, and they said, "Ricky's so happy. He's made friends for the first time in this neighborhood." I said, "Really?" They're like, "Yeah." So they saw me, we talked, what. I was beginning to show. Then this lady's like, "What time do you go to work? We've seen you on the road." I said, "I leave for work by 5:30. They said, "Yeah, we also leave at that time. We'll be dropping you." Every day of my 9 months pregnancy, these people dropped me at work. And then every day I was on Ginger Road. I'm just telling you how for me it was lovely. Every day I was on Ginger Road and I would walk out of National Water and enter a taxi, and I would reach Nalia and my husband would be waiting with special flat shoes and the dog so that I could waddle, back home. Life was so easy, right? And there was no car. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to tell you is that, first of all, be available. Make yourself available. I decided I'm not going to stop working because I'm pregnant. I'm not going to start bitching at my husband to get a plan B for this car. Let me chill. Let me enjoy how things are. And I remember those days, we actually missed them. Because, when you have one car, finally the car came, yes. Oh, it came the day he was born. If that ain't prophetic, I don't know what is. I think God was like, you have this child, he's special. So the day he came, my husband had to go to Nairobi and pick the car from the border. They had opened the border. And he was in Naivasha when the baby came. So about 5 hours later, I don't know how he drove, but about 5 hours later, he was there with a newborn baby. But I'm telling you that when that car came, it wasn't as big a thing as I thought it would be, right? Because God had shown me he could take care of me despite everything. So today I'm giving you the confidence that if you decide to avail yourself, to take on that challenge, to take on that, right now you might be in a marriage and the man is not, maybe, I don't know, he's not being good or whatever. You might be in a job and your boss stresses you. Let me tell you, that boss is one of the best bosses I've ever had, because she squeezed the best out of me. The things I achieved under her, I have not yet achieved. Do you understand? So there's people in your life right now that look like they're hard, but if you avail yourself to them, if you submit yourself to authority, if you decide that today, God, I'm going to walk in obedience. In Deuteronomy 7, he says that for disobedience, there will be curses up to 4 generations. That's why you see I went to Mombasa and I went to a spa, so someone was doing my hair, and you have this scenic route of the beach, and a little thing that looked like a little boy lay down. She was in a bikini, lay down, and then a big white man came and lay on her. I was like, what is this? As I told the saloon woman, first let me go, and I quarrel with that man. She said, Madam, this is like the 5th generation. I know that girl. Are you listening? So there are those curses, and these curses don't mean that if your mother was a prostitute, you're going to be a prostitute. No, they mean that if your mother was a prostitute, she let certain things into her life that are going to make it easier for you to be a prostitute. A proclivity within you that is going to make you smoke or drink, or, my parents used to drink a lot, so I told myself I shall not drink, because there's a thing waiting. I'm sure I could drink 5 vodka bottles and drink all of you under the table. But I was like, this thing shall stop with me. So today, what are those things in your family, those things in your clan, those things in your community? There's a school in Ginger, they used to call Bufumbo Girls. So it's Ginger Girls, right? That was such a terrible name. So you say, I'm going to be in Bufumbo Girl, in Ginger Girls, and it shall stop with me. Now I'll tell you a story. I was a dreamer, and my mother, I love my mother. She's one of my best friends, although we quarrel and fight like cats. But she told me something. She told me, Fiona, I was looking at her wedding pictures, and she had a beautiful tulle wedding gown. So I was like, Mommy, why isn't this white? She's like, Fiona, I have a story to tell you. Have you seen Mommy's belly? I was like, yes. Because she was pregnant when she got married. She said, so when you have a belly like that, it means that you're not pure. I said, what? She said, Mommy, who says you're not pure? And I deal with them. She said, Mom, Fiona, I got married when I was pregnant. So what you have to promise me is that your gown will be white. Do you know what that means? Now that was stress all my life. Let me tell you, I thought if a guy kissed me, I'd get pregnant. There was ways in which it was not good, right? I lived in abject fear. Mbazi knows. I dated a guy where after 2 years, we celebrated holding hands. I used to hug and hold hands with other men except him, you know? And so there were so many bad things that got out of that thing, you know? I was so terrified that I would wear a gown and everybody would be like, she did it, you know? And when I met, my husband had been my best friend. He had been the guy who you take the guys to. You take your boyfriend and introduce him to the big brother. That was who my husband was. So I remember, now I'm giving you some context. In 2003, after breaking up an engagement, where the church is involved in your marriage, everything seems like it's going well. You've dated this guy for 4 years. You people are even giving speeches on relationships. It's the most public relationship. His parents were our mentors. They were pastors. Everything seemed to be going in one direction. But God was telling me this way. And I was like, what is this? I've never been so depressed in my life. Because everything, do you know when Samuel went to Jesse's home and was told he has to anoint a king, he saw beautiful men, handsome, tall men who are kingly in their stature. And he said, let me anoint. And God said, no. And he brought a little runt from there. Do you know how shepherds look? Especially little boys. You know how little boys are. They are not afraid of anything. Recently, my son, when he was about 5, he went into a puddle of mud and literally bathed in it. Guys, I must confess, I bought a garbage bag and dressed him in it and then put him in the car. I could not. I'm sorry. So can you imagine what that shepherd boy must have looked like? Can you imagine that? So back to my story. This guy ticked off all the boxes. He was like a pastor, you know. Bazi knows his story. And everything was fine. But God was saying no. So we need to learn to listen. You need to be faithful to He who has called you. And I'm not saying you all have to be Christians. You know your God. You know your family. You know the things that you have pledged. If you make a vow as a doctor that you're going to look after the sick regardless, why are you kidnapping dead bodies? Where does it make sense? You have to stay faithful to the calling that you've received. You have to be available to everyone that needs you. So I broke up this relationship and was literally ostracized by my church. I remember entering a taxi in my depression, and 2 ladies were in front and they were saying, that cat chick dumped her boyfriend because he doesn't have a car. And they mentioned my name, that cat chick Fiona Navasa. I was like, wow, these girls didn't even know me. And I was coming from Bible study in KPC, my church, and this is the topic. I remember just dying a little. I left my hostel. I went into hiding. And that's when this best friend became the person my mom would call and say, come and drag Fiona to church. She's not getting out of the house. Then we became friends. And then one day this man kissed me. And the world shattered. And I had become carnal. And I immediately broke up with him. I left Ntinda. I told my mother I shifted to Makere to hide from life. Because I was like, whoa, that feeling, you know? Have you watched that movie of Never Been Kissed? Mbazi doesn't know this story. I swear, he kissed me and I broke up with him. First kiss, 23, I broke up with him, I left, and I was depressed for 2 years. Yeah, every day I would write in the journal. Why? Do you know why? Because this one kiss couldn't get out of my head. Yet the man I dated for 4 years had gotten out like after 2 days. Do you understand what I mean? But what I'm saying is, in 2003, when we were beginning to like each other, he told me he would wed me on 7th July 2007, and I thought, that's a joke. Then he said, I dare you, and he put an alarm on his phone. Come 2006, I had dated someone else, and it had gone very wrong because I used to look for men who tick boxes. When I was 14, Sister Kefa said, write down what you want in a man, and I wrote it down, and that list went with me everywhere. So I'd only date guys that tick those boxes, you know, the best in the school, the best here, the best there, godly, pastor, all these things. But sometimes that's not God wants the runt. I'm not saying my husband is the runt, but so in 2006, this is 3 years later, right? I'm in exile, enjoying myself. I have 3 jobs. I'm very busy. I was actually planning to adopt a child, and I was planning to buy a red starlet. My mother had called all our relatives. They were matchmaking me, and I was living in rebellion. Like, nobody, I didn't want to get married. I was done. I was reading a book, Kiss, Dating, Goodbye. You know that book? I was done. And then my husband proposed. And he proposed almost 7 times before I said yes. But I remember saying yes, and it was April 2007. And he said, so are we still getting married on 777? I said, you're joking. Do you know my mother? Do you know my father? My parents are separated. The geography of how we're going to get married. And he told me, Fiona, I think God meant us to be. So let's do this. If God softens your mother and your pastor, and I always had, you have to have accountability partners. I always had so many people I had to consult in my life before making a decision. And he knew this. I remember going to my mom and she was like, finally, we're tired of Jerry and Fiona, Jerry and Fiona. In fact, I've been wanting to talk to you, Jerry. You're spoiling my daughter's chances. So finally, she said yes. Our pastor said, Fiona, I love this man. I love you. You're going to get married. I told him, Pastor, we want to get married at the beach. I've always been dreamy and stubborn. I was like, I want to get married at the beach. I want 50 people. And that time you needed a license. And remember, I want to get married in how long? 3 months. Those days, you get a license like after a year. Pastor Antante was like, no. You come early in the morning with all your family. You wed then. So it's like God just broke all the rules to get me married on 7th July, 2007. Guess what? At 7 a.m. It wasn't quite 7 a.m. because we were entering the church, and then an alarm went off. You know when people are there in church, and then an alarm goes off? And it was my husband's phone. The alarm he had put in 2003. So sometimes you spend your life, I told you this story not so that you can laugh at me and my issues, but I told you this story so that you can know that when you allow God to have enough influence in your life, He will break rules. Let me tell you, when I was 6 years old, my mom had an ID that had her and dad, and it said graduated tax. And I said, Mommy, what is that? She said, you'll pay it when you're 18. I started praying, God, I don't want to pay taxes when I'm 18. I was 6 years old, right? So come S5, and there's a big campaign for VAT, for those of you who are old enough. And that VAT campaign was being held by a rabbit. And the rabbit was called Fiona. You remember, she'd say, hi, I'm Fiona, I'm the VAT rabbit. And I didn't know what VAT was. But when I was 18 in S6, the VAT rabbit succeeded and graduated tax was. So So I'm just showing you little things that mean very little to you because they're not as big as they were to me. But to God, they're big. So if you make your business, if you make it your business to know who you are, what you've been called to do, understand who you are. When my husband, when we got engaged in April, I was a different woman from 2003. I had feelings. I was like, now we're getting married. My husband was like, Madam, I know you ran away from me. So guess who made it his responsibility to make sure that I actually arrive with a white gown. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes God, and by the way, guys, these are not easy things to confess. But I've realized that sometimes if God has given me this platform, that if my story can inspire somebody. That day I was getting married, I was walking down the aisle and my dad was holding my hand and I saw my mother. And she was crying and I was crying and I knew why I was crying. Because we had to break something. We had to obey. So that we make it easier for my daughter to make it. So what are you doing today? What courageous moves are you making? People will laugh at you. It's a road less traveled when you decide to stand by your values. It's a road less traveled when you decide. When I ran for office, people told me, stop saying fat, faithful, available, teachable. That is so stupid, Fiona. It's not legal. Christian girls told me this. I said, if you want to win, we'll get you dirt on your what? On your people who are running against you. You know all the newspapers. Put dirt there. I said, no. People left me. All the senior lawyers who wanted to support me had ideas that I refused. The politicians who wanted to support me said I was too idealistic and they rejected me. And I faced so much rejection that the only people who were really running around me and rallying around me, even my church didn't rally around me. But the people who rallied around me were little kids. University students who I used to go, you talk to the fellowship. I remember looking at my campaign team, and none of them was a voting lawyer. The other careers, doctors, they were there. I remember the doctors wanting to vote for me, which was really funny. It became a global campaign. And I was so worried that everyone who wanted to vote for me was outside the law society. Women called me and said, Fiona, you don't dress like a lawyer. You don't look like a lawyer. Sema Kade wrote about my hips, and my teeth, and said all I will do is smile at rule of law issues, I'm a government lawyer. They told me everything, but I knew that if I stand for presidency, I know I will be a channel for God to transform this place. So I was like, all I'm going to do, God, is avail myself, stand by my values through this campaign. Should I win, my campaign alone will be testimony enough. If I lose, there'll still be at least one person that is inspired. Do you remember, I don't know, I've never seen that. When I won, it was on every news. The BBC called me. I was like, what is this, But God knew what he was doing. He made it difficult. Our campaign was supposed to take 1 month. It took a year because of COVID. A year of campaigning. Because of lockdown, it became a national campaign. The lawyers had to vote in every district. Fiona, with my lack of resources, what did I have? But people would come and say, hi, Fiona, I'm from Ajumani. I shall be your agent. I'd be like, tick, I write the name. I didn't even know who they were. But these people got up. God raised an army of people that up to now I don't even know. I meet them every day and they're like, I was your agent in Hoima. And I don't know them. But when you avail yourself for God's agenda, he's going to raise other destiny helpers. All I'm asking today is that you take that path of courage. If someone is offering you a bribe right now, if someone is offering you an alternative, a married man wants to take charge of you and look after you and be your blesser, hold out for the right thing. Hold out just one more day. Stand with your values. God never lets down people. I know people who've waited for children and not done all these other things that they are tempted to do. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about science. I'm talking about the other spiritual science, And they hold out and they get children even at 40 and they're happy. So what I'm trying to say today is hold out. Be available to people, serve, avail yourself. And when you avail yourself, sometimes it doesn't pay at all. I remember the day before the election, I was stressed out, but we had pledged that we were going to go see the speaker to ask her about the legal aid bill. I was chairperson of the legal aid project. And I asked all my lawyers to go with me and they didn't want to go. I actually wanted to delegate to them so that I could go and pray and prepare for the election the next day. Everyone refused. So I left my campaign team, and I remember my husband telling me, you should be here. This is your priority. And they were angry. These were senior people. They're seated, gathered here. They're making calls, asking people to vote for you. And you, madam, you're going to the speaker to ask for legal aid. You get it, eh? I said, no. If this is the only chance I get to stand before the speaker and this bill passes, then let me go. I decided to go. And that day, the honorable speaker looked at me and she said, aren't you the one standing for president? I said, yes. She said, what can I do for you? And I remember one of her aides did this. Like now, ask for a bag of money. And I said, can you endorse me, Madam Speaker? She said, yes. Now, before that, FIDA, they're my friends, but they didn't think I'd make it. So I was not their candidate. You can quote me. But I remember that day she said, I was the first chairperson of FIDA. Fiona has served FIDA for as long as I remember. Vote for Fiona. And she told me, Madam Fiona, I have known the presidents of the Law Society, even the female ones. I've never endorsed anyone. And I can tell you I didn't know her from Eve. But that endorsement changed things. You understand? Because I made myself available, I did my job. So today I'm asking you, do your job. But excel, add value, so that when she wants to promote you, she is not even going to think of anybody else. Lastly, when I was legal officer, debt management, there was a PR manager, and every event she did, she would look for girls to wear t-shirts, Asha, what. Guess who was always the first on the line to volunteer? Fiona. Then unfortunately in 2009, she passes away quite suddenly from cancer that was undiscovered. And she'd been in this office 20 years. She was doing a fantastic job and nobody knew how to replace her. So guess who they picked to sit in the C-suite at 28? Fiona. So it pays to be available. It pays to be teachable, to avail yourself. So today I'm asking that you be faithful to your values. Decide to be the end or the beginning of blessings. Oh, did I tell you? The blessings in Deuteronomy 8:7 go for 1,000 generations. So if there's one thing great I do today, I remember in Namagunga I used to brush my teeth every night. I would want to cry, but I'd be like, I want my children to brush their teeth for 1,000 generations. Women, we have power. There's nothing you're doing right now that will not impact your family. So be jealous for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiona, for sharing your story. Thank you for just enlightening these ladies here. What I want to tell you, these ladies here are very sharp. These ladies here have knowledge. They are very good at their work. But what they don't have is confidence and self-esteem. These ladies here, I've met most of you. They are very sharp ladies, but they're not confident. Their boss will come and ask them a question. Did you make a mistake? It's okay to make mistakes. Did you make it with a bad intention? No. Why? I made a mistake. I am sorry, but I want to make it clean by doing ABCD. So that's a challenge that we have, and that's why we said let us go with hashtag building self-esteem and confidence in the workplace. I want to encourage us. Fiona is a person who, for her to get where she is, she needed to be confident. She needed to know certain things She needed to know her job well. If asked at any time, she needed to have everything on her fingertips. If I ask any one of you now, you go for an interview, you come, they've promoted some people, some tellers to bombs and etc. And they ask you, what's your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself 5 years from here? What will you say? Me, I want to remain a teller because I get tips. I just want to be a teller. I want to be a teller. Because for me, I'm comfortable here. I'll grow as a teller and then a teller. Seriously? You've settled for being a teller. You've settled for being where you are, and you will remain there. Ladies, you will remain there. You need to show that you're relevant and you can do it. Aim higher. Your boss will come, and I know I was at SLT alone for a long time. And I know that gentlemen there, they would put me down, but I would not allow. I knew my things. There are times you'd go for a meeting and you don't know. You've not read about the treasury. They're asking you treasury, market risk, and you don't understand. And you're like, now there's this meeting. So what you do, you first go and read. You go and read, get more knowledge, so that by the time you go, you participate in the thing. And show that, even if you don't know, you're aware of it. How many of you here know about the war in Ukraine, apart from what you're seeing? How many of you here? You see, no one is putting up their hands. Ladies, you know, yes, so put up your hand. Sometimes they think that we are not, you see now you're saying that, of course we know. Why aren't you putting up your hand? Your boss will come and shout at you, you're useless, you're what, and then you'll say, in fact, I'm useless. In fact, I don't know, I'm stupid. In fact, how can you be stupid when God created you? How can you be stupid when you're a manager, centralized ops? How can you be stupid when you're the manager, mobile banking? How? How can you be stupid when you're an authorizer in RTGS, in TT? How? You authorize accounts to be open. You allow for customers to withdraw money. How can you be useless? How? Ladies, how? You can't be useless, even though they tell you. You can't. Otherwise, how can you do video call and then you tell us that, in fact, I did video and, in fact, that man is the one who owns this account. We are relying on you, Diana. Diana could say, in fact, that man looked like Sam, but he wasn't Sam, and then she lies us. She lies to us. But how? How can you allow that lie about you? You need to know yourselves, ladies. Search yourself and know who you are. Diana said that. Know who you are. Once you know who you are, you will rise up and be able to stand and be counted. Once you will be confident to know that I can grow. And how can you grow? Growing means learning for yourself. It might not be a course. Courses might be expensive. But you have phones. Instead of being on WhatsApp, on Facebook, Instagram, etc., read about certain things. Read about trade finance. Doreen, read more about trade finance. What is happening what are the current frauds in RTGS, in the world? Frauds in trade. What frauds are there? You're doing HR. What are you learning more? Doreen, apart from chopping our days and telling us that we have done what? What more is there in HR that you can learn? As a teller, what more can you learn? Take your time, ladies. Sometimes we are always on WhatsApp, Instagram, selfies. Selfies. Doreen likes selfies. You see a selfie in the parking lot, in the whatever. Selfies. It's okay to be selfies. It's self-love. It's okay. Sometimes take time to learn more, because with that you build more confidence. The environment we are in is very competitive. Fiona stood, she has shared her story. It was not easy being a president of Uganda Law Society. The men will say, how? We have that lawyer, Semakade. If he starts on you, He will start on judges, and he'll finish you, and you'll just say, I don't know. Fiona would have said, I can't. Cynthia said, I'm going to smile, I'm going to just, and be there as a smile at bills, and said, in fact, I can't do it. Let me just stay back. Let a man take the role. But no. She said, let me do it. Let me push. Let me do what I can. Let me make a difference. And you can, because there's more that you have. Yes? You can't serve tea every day to people. Every day, Mama. Every day she brings me tea. I never check that. Is this tea okay? What tea are they giving me? No. Customers will come and say, oh, she's still here. Madam, you know my tea. And she knows that this one loves sugar like this, it's milk like this. A customer from way back. Why? Because she has determined to be excellent at what she does. Excellent. Are you excellent at what you do? Because that will propel you to go higher. That's what Fiona has told us. Excellence has helped her go higher, wherever you are, in whatever sphere you are. Because with whatever sphere, you can influence. In your home, in your work. I don't want to be, sometimes people can come to me and say, but Mbawazi, this lady every day, she's coming late, what? The children, every single day, we are mother, also us, we have wives, also. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's the issue? What's the issue? What's wrong? Have they communicated? But you feel like, I won't communicate. You should know. You should know. Are you excellent to be able to inform your boss prior? Not in the morning. I'm not coming today. I'm just not coming. And then you don't come. And because you don't care. Because the department will continue. I'm not coming. Tell me how I will rely on you and say that this person I can trust. Ladies, you're the best. We have the best ladies, Fiona. Not even here, even those online and out there, they are very good. They just need to be confident of who they are and begin to serve and do their best. As a teller, you serve your best as a teller. Someone wrote an article in a newspaper that tellers, not in DTB, but every bank, tellers feel like they are doing you a favor when they are giving you your money. That's what the customer was saying. That's the perception. As a teller, do you smile? You can get tired of smiling. As a customer service, are you excelling at your work? In call center, are you excelling in how you respond to your customers? As a BDO, as a bank assurance officer, as a market risk Sophie, you just be there looking nice and people ask you to explain and you don't feel, you feel too good that I'm in risk. I can't talk to other people. Account opening, all of you, wherever you are you excelling at what you do? Ladies, build self-esteem starts with you. And once you know who you are and you become confident to be able to go higher and do whatever. Yes. And then if someone asks you, what is your plan? Fiona told us, write a blueprint of your plan. What do you aspire to be? We all aspire to do certain things. What do you aspire to be? Write it down and aim for it. It can be small little steps that will take you higher. And it will be good. And then once you have self-confidence, even when our bosses shout, when my colleagues shout at you and make you feel useless, you'll be able to say no. It will come here and get out here. Because you know who you are. Our group CEO, Nasim Devji, she's a group CEO for all DTB. She's a strong lady, ladies. She's a strong lady. When she talks, the other board members will say, yes, Nasim. Yes, Nasim. Why? Is it about power? But she'll shout at us, but you know she's shouting because you've made a mistake. She'll show you where you've done wrong and say, no, this is wrong. I'll share with you, this week I've been From Monday, it has been stressful because of a transaction that happened, and I had to explain. And they said, no, the problem is with you, Mbabazi. It's not even me who did that transaction, but it is me. And the pressure, guys, the pressure. Everyone is saying you're wrong, wrong, wrong. Am I going to die? Am I going to say, did I do wrong? It was a mistake. They will tell me I'm useless. They will say this, but I'm not going to die. I know who I am. I know what caused this. I know. So I'll do my part. I will pray and say, God, help me. Because I'm being stretched like a rubber band. You know how we have puffs and then you want to squeeze the hair? Like Madame Pamela, when she wants to make a puff. Sometimes she wants a puff. She gets a scratcher, then she gets a rubber band because it can fit in. It can fit in. You're stretched to get whatever come out from you. And it is possible. But ladies, you're the best. Let us be confident. My door is open. Let us help each other. Let us not tear each other down. It's so sad to hear us ladies tearing one another down. It's so sad. As women, we need to build each other. Don't tear your friend down. Don't come and undress your friend and tear them down. People are looking at us. And once they see that, it just takes and say, you can't put women together. You can't. And they say that. And sometimes it's hard to say that it's not true. It is true sometimes. So let us encourage each other to go up. The world out there is very competitive, but with self-esteem and confidence, we can get there. We can get there together. We can get there no matter what role you do. Don't underestimate whatever role you do. Even if you're an assessor, don't underestimate what you do because you're relevant. We chose you because we need you and you're relevant. Fiona, thank you. You can come and say something small.
I just wanted to say something small that my mother taught me. Every day when you want to be confident, you need at least one win, right? So my mom taught me that the way to win in any day is to be at work earlier than everybody else. So every day of my work life, I try to be at work by 6:30. I'm usually, and that for me gives me so much confidence, and it has also helped me sometimes catch the early worm. It has also sometimes helped me do many other jobs because you have that much time. But at the end of the day, if I have won at nothing else, no one can say I am a late comer. No one can doubt that I am committed to my job. And at the end of the day, when I want to leave at 5 and be with my family, no one is going to dispute with me because I'm giving the organization 2 extra hours. So that's a tip you could use.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Hey, Manange, I'm even kneeling. Thank you. I'm kneeling on behalf of the ladies. This has been wonderful. How many agree? Thank you very much, Fiona, for the words of wisdom. I've taken so many notes, and I believe that we have all taken notes, and we are going to put these things in practice, ladies. To get to listen is one thing, but also to get to practice what you know and you get to understand and you've heard, they are very, very different things. So for you to know is not enough, but you need now to put it into practice. So Fiona, thank you very much. And Mrs. Mbabazi, thank you very much. Now, we are going to open up the floor, and we are taking 3 questions. Food is calling. So, 3 questions, ladies. Anyone? Yes. Anyone? Ladies, anyone? Yes, I know, right? I'm seeing Diana.
Yes, Miss Mabaz. Okay, I've learned a lot. Thank you, Fiona. That was so wonderful. Like, I've learned a lot. And, okay, I don't have a question, but I've learned And I think the best thing I've learned is to excel in whatever small thing you do. Whether you're a cleaner, whether you're doing something, excel. It always counts. It always counts. Even if someone doubts you, they'll always know this person does their best. And it always counts. It's something small, but very important. So thank you for everything. Papa's greetings.
Diana, yes, we are live, so it's allowed to send greetings to everyone at home, everyone. It's allowed. Thank you very much, Diana. Do we have anyone else with a question? Anyone? Okay.
Hello everyone. I'm not saying that, it's something small. I just wanted to thank Samuel also. Samuel Mateha, thank you for the job you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have a representative here for the men, and that is Samuel. He's rocking the floor like us. So a hand clap for him. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fatuma Naziwa. For those who don't know me, my name is Fatuma, the lady in treasury. I just want to say thank you to Mbabas. I think we have had this. I've been in DTB for the last 13 years, and we have never had anything of this kind, where we gather in our banking hall and we celebrate the International Women's Day. But because we have a lady up there, she has our voice, and please, Mbabazi, keep it up. We're praying for you to gain higher. Maybe you'll become Miss Nasim one day, inshallah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Samuel, for the initiative. And my fellow ladies, I would like to caution you on one thing. My boss used to tell me something, Mr. Saif Chiwanuka. I always keep proud of my boss, Mr. Saif. He always told me, Fatuma, avoid the small talk. The small talk in those corridors where we find ourselves and we talk about each other. It just degrades you, and I think Mbabas has raised it. Mr. Saif used to tell that. Mr. Saif worked in this bank for the last 17 years. He left with a good name, a clean name, and we're always proud of him. I'm proud of my boss, my former boss, and I'll always be. I'm here because of Mr. Saif. He modeled me, he trained me, and I'll always be proud of him. So please, people, avoid small talk. It's not good, it will degrade you. Let's respect each other, love each other, and always aim higher. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fatuma. To close it off today. One more.
The way you dress matters. For self-confidence, the way you dress. Those who know me, you can't come to my office when your dress is very short. Because when your dress is short or your cleavage is out. Because you come and then you stand on a desk and then you start doing this. Self-confidence comes with the way you dress. People judge you by the first look, whether you're going to tell me something serious or something not serious. So if you want to come with your short dress and out, and then you go, hello sir, I was just thinking, he'll approve. But not based on the person who is bringing a point across. It is because of what is distracting me and what I like. And I'll always consider you like that. That's very important. Guys, I can be in the, I know. They'll say, that one, why do you want to put her up here? That one, she just wiggles herself, we see her. And they say these things. And you're like, Lord, have mercy. So ladies, whenever you're leaving home, Julia 17, they said, some days when I'm leaving home, I am so annoyed, I'm sad. It's the day I look my best. I put on my makeup, I do what, so that someone can say, oh, you look beautiful, and it will build your confidence. So you can do that. I found Daphne saying that, and Daphne and Lois, I know they're the ones who always have red lipstick. Always. But what you wear will determine how people will treat you. and how they will respect you. So please look out when you're leaving your home. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So ladies, we have come to the close of today. This has been such a great engagement. How many of us would like to have so many of these? By show of hands. Please, can we have this on record? By show of hands, how many of us would like to have more of such engagements? So a big hand clap again. A louder hand clap. So I would like to invite Lona to give us a vote of thanks. Hand clap for her.
God is good, and all the time. You all look amazing. I just want to say thank you to Fiona. Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're adorable. You're inspiring. Everything. And Mbabazi, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And may God bless you. Thank you for turning up. Yeah. And may God take you safely home.
Thank you very much, Lona. We are going to have a group picture moment, a photo moment, for all of us to, something to show we were here, physically here. Ladies? No, here. Here. From here. Yes, from here.
So ladies are requested that you will take the phone. Some chairs will be full with phones here. Some of you will sit, some of you will stand. But we need to take this picture. Okay, we shall have to cut it really safe. So please take care. Be mindful.
Ladies?
All right, ladies, are you ready? The cameraman of the day is ready.
I expect you to be productive.
Setting objectives is another thing where you can keep your milestone, how to achieve, how I can grow Further, if you don't have those objectives which are set in your mind, you cannot do anything as expected.
Women should have a drive of independence, work hard to achieve on their own without being driven, without being pushed.
Women need to set goals for themselves and aim at achieving them. Women should not have any self-pity. If we are given an opportunity, we should
I think ladies, now the men take over right now. Let's have the cake shared, and then we can go for another photograph outside. get our work done just like men do it, and I believe we can even achieve more if we put our heart and soul into what we're doing.
Offer a balanced service also. You need to balance yourself. Whatever the work was being awarded, it's with a confidence. Please be loyal. Please be confident. Please ensure that you are the only person who can do that job 100%. So this is how you are the best out of the rest.
Hello, my name is Mbabazi K. Emejate, the Executive Director at Diamond Trust Bank, Uganda. I've been in Diamond Trust Bank for 6 years, and I thank God for that. Happy Women's Day. I'd like to encourage all the women out there that we need to stand up and take our position. Let's break the bias, because there are opportunities there, and the ladies who have gone ahead of us have shown that we can do it. As DTB, we have a group CEO who's a lady, who has started the bank for a very long time to be where it is today. If she can, why can't we? We can do this together. DTB, achieve more.
My name is Florence Nandagiri. I'm a legal officer at Diamond Trust Bank.
Hello, my name is Carol Ojek, the Human Resource Manager at Diamond Trust Bank, Uganda.
Assalamu alaikum. Abanyoro n'abatoro muri Korongi. My name is Rashida Ruchalekere. I've worked with Diamond Trust Bank for now 4 years. I am a banking officer.
Namaste, Nabalamu Sisa, Habari yako, Ni hao. This is yours, Sunita Varanasi, Head of Service Excellence.
Hello, I'm Ajambo Fiona Wesonga. I'm a branch operations manager. I've been in Diamond Trust Bank for 13 years.
Hi, I am Zerida Nagoja Sekamate. I'm the bank assurance specified person. This is my 4th year at DTB.
Balamusiza